Hello everyone. This presentation is addressed particularly to that people who is participating in the glossaLAB project, or is just willing to collaborate, or is just interested in knowing what the project is about, and maybe in some occasions, so seeing whether it can be worth participating in somehow. So the project, it's about co-creating interdisciplinary knowledge in a little bit more detail. So the title of the project describes what is it about. So it's development of interdisciplinary glossaries as tools for the integration and co-creation of knowledge. The objective is to provide you a brief outlook of the project, providing you some information about the backgrounds of the project, so where the project is coming from. So the objectives of the project, what we are willing to develop and how we are expecting to do it. But not in much depth. It's to providing you a general outlook of all the different aspects of the project, and particularly for that people who is going to participate. So I think this is very important. So first of all, I will show you so the interinstitutional framework for the development of the glossaLAB project. So which are the institutions that are taking part in the project. Then I will tell you about the background of the project. Then about the objectives of the project, what we are willing to achieve. And then I will show you in a more operational sense what are the levels of developments that we will have in the project. And anyone who is participating can be collaborating in only one of the levels or several of the levels. In any case, as we will see, each of these levels will have a kind of autonomy for the development of the corresponding activities. So the first level concerns technical development of the platform and also the transference of content. Then the second is more theoretical, so it's the theoretical work. Working directly in the conceptual clarification and trying to integrate better so the knowledge that is gathered within these interdisciplinary glossaries. Then the meta-theoretical level that is about evaluating the integration of knowledge achieved. Then the organizational level that has also a particular model of organization that is trying to bring about an autonomy of the different groups and the different components of the project, at the same time that provides a good integration and a good coordination of the different teams for the achievement of the pursuit objectives. Then we also have some activities that concerns the dissemination and exploitation of the results in order to make that these results are sustainable and that can continue in the future. So first, about the consortium of the Glossarium Vitri. So the project is going to be coordinated more technically from the side of the Madrid Open University. So I will be coordinated from here, but also from the administrative level, and in some cases for some activities also technical. So that will be Santa Elena, the University of Santa Elena in Ecuador. So we both will be coordinating and managing the project. The financial support comes from the University of Santa Elena in Ecuador. So in a manner, all the participants of the projects are also co-supporters of the project. And these participants are, besides the two already mentioned, There are also Vitrum Research Group, which is also located in Spain, Universidad Complutense de Madrid, University of León, in all of them in Spain. And then the Institute for a Global Sustainable Information Society, GSIS, in Austria. The International Society for the Study of Information, also with headquarters in Austria, in Vienna. Then two other universities located in Ecuador, the University of Yachay Tech and the Universidad Politécnica Salesiana. The time span of the project will be from spring 2019, so from now, until spring 2021. So that is 2 years of development, 24 months. So regarding the background, so with respect to the development of clarification of in information, in the theories of information, we organize a little bit, so more than 10 years ago, we organized in León, in Spain, an international meeting of experts in information theories, trying to develop an interdisciplinary approach. And this was substantiated in the creation of a research group. That is one of the participants that I mentioned before for the consortium of the glossaLAB. And this has been so operating and devoted particularly to the clarification of concepts in the study of information. Some of the activities that we carried out, so the people who are participating in this group, that is people beside people from Spain, we also have participants from Germany, Austria, Sweden, Denmark, United Kingdom, the States, Ecuador, and some other countries. But one of the activities that we have been most devoted to, this has been the development of the Glossarium Vitri. So there is an online tool that is working since 2009, and it is still operative, and right now there is people who is contributing to the clarification in this field, in the field of the general study of information, is contributive in different parts of the world that are giving and creating new contents in this platform. But between 2016 and 2018, then we also carried out another project to develop the same the same objective, this Glossarium Vitri, in another platform operating on media wiki technology. And some of the results will be used in our glossaLAB project. So within this project, which was called the last one that I mentioned, Glossarium Vitri UPSE project in Santa Elena, so taking the contents of this book that was, this is the last edition of the Glossarium Vitri. We have 2 book editions besides the online edition, and this book that was edited and published in Ecuador in 2016, we took all the contents of the Glossarium Vitri, which is an interdisciplinary glossary of contents in which different people are contributing from different domains of sciences, and also in some cases are more practical ones. So the idea is very simple. So with all the contents within the Glossarium Vitri, what we consider is that exists a semantic link between 2 concepts whenever they appear in the same sentence, from the idea that a sentence is a unity of sense. So taking this basic idea into account, then we can use network theory, and then we evaluate, for example, that it has some of the characteristics expected so from free scale networks and other properties of interest, and other other results, like for example, through the observation of the clusters and the distance between concepts and so on. With all that, we develop a full evaluation, and we publish this evaluation. We have 2 publications that was published in 2018 and in 2019. So right now, it came out in the book that is collecting some of the contributions to the summit of Gothenburg of the International Society for the Study of Information in Gothenburg in 2017. One of the results is in this book of Springer Verlag, and here you can take a look to the results, and not only the results, but also new ideas of how can we go further in order to evaluate better the integration of knowledge. And this is something that I will explain to you later on. But something very important, so from the background, is we are not just departing from the Glossarium Vitri. So we have 2 important building blocks, which is the Charles François Encyclopedia, the International Encyclopedia of Systems and Cybernetics, developed for some decades, and there are 2 book editions. It has very good content. Some of them need to be actualized. We need new perspective. We need to discuss and reframe some of the concepts. Another pillar of the project is the contents provided by Francis Heiligen and others. So encyclopedic project called Principia Cybernetica, which is online, and the Glossarium Vitri, that I have already talked about that. So then the basic idea is the following, and this is what we formulated in the project. Okay, we want to take together these concepts, these contents. This is our background content and our baseline for the project. We want to take all these contents online. We want to reframe. We want to bring new concepts, increasing the intentional performance. So this idea of intentional performance is trying to signify as much as possible with as few words as possible. So this is kind of measurement that we also want to use to describe that we are doing well. So we are good integrating the knowledge if we get to maximize this characteristic. And we want to bring this into this online encyclopedia for devoted to the general study of systems and information, that will integrate visual navigation tools and knowledge integration analysis tools. This will be the glossaLAB platform, and with these contents we also want to exploit the results and to put it into different pathways, or different publication pathways, which can be other encyclopedic editions like the ones we have, the one that I showed you before, or also scientific journals. So with this concept, we propose several projects. One of them is the glossaLAB project that is right now starting, that I'm describing here, but we also propose very similarly in the Insight project that was submitted to Horizon 2020 project in the Marie Curie Actions, and we got a seal of excellence. We're not financed, but in any case, this signalizes, and this seal of excellence means that it is worth to be financed by some other instrument of the European Union. So the project that was presented to Ecuador, it was approved in October or in November 2018, and then another parallel project that is applying this to education. It was approved in the University of León. There is a broader framework of development of the project, that is, it links the glossarium, this glossaLAB to a broader initiative, primer, that is devoted to the promotion of interdisciplinary methodologies in education and research. And this project is linked to some open data labs. So it has been presented so right now it's under evaluation as a capacity building project in interdisciplinary research. And that it tries to develop a master degree linked to also open data labs. So this is the FIRE project to be developed with between European and Latin American institutions. But the primer project and the primer master degree, it is surrounded and linked to open data labs. One of these open data labs is the glossaLAB itself. That was approved in November, and we are right now starting. But we also have other lines, like a project that is related to cooperatives, to fishing cooperatives in Ecuador, another devoted to urban mobility, to the development of sustainable mobility in cities in Ecuador and also in some European regions. Okay, this is the broader framework, but right now what we have running is the glossaLAB. So the objective can be well described in the same illustration that I showed you before. The very idea is to collect all the contents, and we want to export these contents to make them feasible, to be operated online and to work with them online, to make them interoperative. This is one of the objectives, but with the content, we want also to work, as I mentioned before. We want to eliminate redundancies. We want to bring new perspectives into the interdisciplinary glossaries, and we want to develop theoretical reframing whenever this is needed. Okay, then we will put all this in the platform, and this platform is going to facilitate this co-creation of knowledge. And to facilitate this, then we integrate these tools. This is one part of the objective, developing the tools for navigating, visual navigation within the semantic annotation to facilitate the interoperability of the contents, and then tools for the analysis of the integration of knowledge. At the same time, we also want to make this compatible with peer review, so that also the contents that are being published within the platform can be acknowledged as peer review, an international peer review article, but at the same time will be linked, so as I mentioned before, to scientific journals. So we have a project to be supported by several institutions with journals. We also have some journals who are that are collaborating with the project, and also some encyclopedic editions or book series like handbooks. This is kind of open, and this will be open to the findings of one of the components of the project. So the levels of participation, as I mentioned before, are basically four. I mentioned before, so the technical level, the theoretical level, the meta-theoretical, and then the organizational level. These are the four basic levels of participation in the project. So concerning the technical level, then what we want to develop is open platform for the co-creation of contents. These interdisciplinary glossaries, as it is, for example, the Glossarium Vitri. If we take a look, this is the book edition, but the same thing you can find. I can show you. I'm going to show you actually. So the platform that is right now under operation. Wait a moment. I need to make. I suppose you are right now seeing. Okay, so this is the platform for the development of concepts that is right now in operation. After several months we will have to the public other platform, but here it's possible to make new contributions. So we have parts of the system that facilitates the creation of new contents, the discussion of contents. So there are some section for integrating new contents, as we can see in recent activity. So we have from the past days some new contributions, and we can see this idea of the co-creation of knowledge. Let me show you again. Let's turn back to the presentation. So the technical level concerns that part. Then theoretical level concerns the contribution. So from different domains, from different scientific domains, and to discuss this content, the content, trying to bring together the different perspectives that we have for a concept regarding a theory, regarding a problem, or regarding a metaphor. Sometimes we use words as kind of metaphors to facilitate the understanding, but usually these metaphors are used differently, and this clarification is worth in order to facilitate the integration of knowledge. Then the meta-theoretical level for evaluating the quality of the integration in terms of what we can call the interdisciplinary intensity. In this box is described, so the basic two measurements in which we base this quality of the achievement. One of them concerns the diversity of the disciplines involved, and the others, the effective integration, analyze it. So from this perspective of a network, the network of concepts developed within the clarification process. And the organizational level, that regards the development of a management structure and a system based on the viable system model, or the cyber subsidiarity model. That is something that I've been describing in other summits of the International Society for the Study of Information. So for the technical level, I show you here the basic components. So we have the visual navigation element. We have the analysis of the integration of knowledge. We want to have this integrated within the platform, so that in real time we are having new results, and we have the indicators also reflected in our management board. So a management platform. But we also want to have semi-automatic transfers of contents in XML. So right now there is people who are working particularly in this task. Then we need the platform for the co-edition, so based on MediaWiki tools. But we want to ensure that this regards all the peer review publication, the characteristics and the requirements to be qualified as a good publication. We will integrate the semantic annotation to facilitate interoperability. Then as I mentioned before, this semantic navigation and visualization and the analysis. But as I showed you before, this is again the representation of the platform that we right now have, and from the beginning, the people who will be participating at the level of the theoretical level will be working on this platform. So this platform, it's not going to be developed any further, maybe some maintenance, but our technical work will be carried out within the new platform based on MediaWiki technology. And this is a template of what we want to achieve in this development. You may acknowledge some of the components of any MediaWiki platform, but we want to customize it in order to ensure that we, as I mentioned before, that we meet all the requirements for peer review publication, as we had, for example, for the Glossarium V3, or we had also for the development of the other encyclopedias that I mentioned before. So integrate the semantic annotation. All this can be done based on MediaWiki, but in some cases we need to develop additional tools. So in this template, this more than a template is what is being used as a model for the development. This is a Scholarpedia, and some of this description that it is within the handbook of the project. This is, by the way, this is something that you can use. The people who is participating in the project have access to the handbook, where it is explained, so that the different solutions that we want to use for the project, and also so how the activity plan is being devised. Okay, so from this handbook is taking this picture, and it is represented so the different content elements that we want to have. For example, we want to keep record of the different contributors to an article. So every article will have a curator. This is something the people who is going to work on the theoretical side will be more devoted to. So we need a curator per article, and this person will take care of the current contents, and also take care of the future contents if this is needed. But at the same time, we want to keep record of all the people who has been contributing. So what reviews we have, all the changes that we have within the content, and this is something that can be visualized online through the different elements of one page for one of the voices. Regarding the theoretical level, so this is working on the level of conceptual clarification. Sorry, the title is partially in Spanish. So we want to take, as I show you, these contents. The baseline of the project is the contents of the International Encyclopedia of Systems and Cybernetics, the Principia Cybernetica, and the Glossarium V3. We want to reduce the redundancy. This is a word-to-word increasing the intentional performance. Then we want to bring new perspective, as I mentioned before, new topics. We have already highlighted some new perspectives and topics that are urgent to be integrated in what we already have. And then making this theoretical reframing, and we have also highlighted in some of the contexts that this, and some of the theories, that is more important to do this. Describing in a little bit more detail, not much, the meta-theoretical level, what here is displayed, the co-occurrence network to a level of relevance of concepts and relations. Taking this content, this is a refinement of these contents. The co-occurrence network, so that means, so whenever two words is in the same sentence, this is a link, a semantic link between these concepts. If these concepts appears 100 times in different sentences, this means that the correlation, the semantic correlation is stronger. If it only appears one, is lower, and this is represented here. So in this co-occurrence network, in which the thickness of the concepts and the thickness of the relation is a function of the frequency. Okay, so the two measurements that we want to use, I mentioned it before, so the diversity of the disciplines will be carried out through the utilization of the Shannon diversity index, so the same thing, the same index that is being used, for example, to qualify an ecosystem as very diverse. If it only have one species, or in our case, one domain, scientific domain, this means that it has no diversity whatsoever. But if we have all the disciplines represented equally, this would be the maximal value of diversity. So this is 1. So if we normalize it to 1, then we will have a value or a measurement of the diversity of the disciplines going between 0 and 1. We will be somehow in between, and whenever we get to bring more disciplines together, we are increasing this diversity. This is one of the measurements we want to use. And the other measurement is the effective integration, analyze it within the network of concepts, correlate or relating two characteristics. One is the average minimal distance. So if the contents are very far apart, they have few links, then this means that the network is not very well integrated. Then we can have also clusters, and sometimes the cluster provides a very good integration between concepts. And it depending on how this cluster is combined with the others, then this can make that the average minimal distance is good. At the same time that we have a better integration within a cluster that provides a better capacity within a specific domain. So there is one relation that is called the small coefficient that is being used, for example, for the evaluating of the integration of the nervous system. If one nervous system is well integrated and is operating well, it has a good small coefficient. So we will use a similar measurement to qualify also the integration of knowledge. So these two measurements, the diversity of the disciplines involved and the effective integration achieved. Then for the organizational level, we will strive to implement this cyber subsidiarity model, which is just it stems from the viable system model, so Stafford Beard viable system model, in which we can observe 4 autonomous operative teams or groups, or so operative components. One of them is the one that is devoted to the platform, to the glossaLAB platform. They will take the responsibility for the component 1 and 2 of the project. Then the second team, operative team, will be devoted to the content transference and the curation of contents. So that will be the refinement of contents and bringing new concepts, developing new concepts. Then the third one is about the integration, the assessment of the integration of the knowledge achieved. So this is directly related to another component of the project. And finally, the fourth team is about the exploitation. And this exploitation will be finding ways to ensure that the results can be sustained in the future, and that we get the expected impacts. So then will be devoted, for example, to be linked to congresses, to publications, and so on. And finally, we have a management structure that the top body for decision making is the General Assembly that is composed by all the partners. But then we also have a development committee, so devoted to ensure the sustainability of the project, and then one team devoted to management and dissemination and coordination. So for for this exploitation, there is in particular two activities that has been organized or that has been linked to the project. One of them is Summit Berkeley, so the Summit of the International Society for the Study of Information in Berkeley in June in 2019. And the other one in which we will integrate the tool, so for trying to establish links between the different concepts and the different perspectives and scientific domains meet together in the Congress. We will use the glossaLAB as a tool for the integration of knowledge. And this will be, it will take place in November 2019 in Madrid. You are very welcome to participate. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. Anyone who will be participating or who will be willing to contribute, we will be very happy to clarify any further what has been described here, and we hope to see us in this glossaLAB platform that will be, as described before, devoted to the co-creation of interdisciplinary knowledge. Thank you so much.